前回はなんか途中で落ちた。おお、ここからか。オッケー。弱点どこだ？あ、こっちや。腹が弱点か。おはようございます。オッケー。ロボットにボコボコにされてるな。何のダンスだこれ。おい、漏れてるけどいいの？反対側か。ここを通れるようになるという感じか。俺知らなんかあるやろ。ごめん、なんもない。いや、ある。ない。見たことあるやつだな。どっかいいの？
real. You're not real.
お、やっと見えた。
No, 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 just leave me alone.
お、あった。
No, 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 just leave me alone.
じゃあ、そうそう話してみるか。
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram. You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before.
生で食ってるんか
I
い。
knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Sprats are an excellent source for my daily recommended intake of mercury.
麻痺するぞ。
Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
ド変態か。
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
何が起きたんでしょうか。
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here. Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module. The tail. Jimmy'd opened the vending machine. Well, yes, for the uninitiated palate. A true gourmand appreciates the Sprat's complex melange of flavors. Braised. Oh, before. Definitely before. Sisty Pig Tycoonery was the apex of my long and storied career.
まあもう大体倒してるから問題はないはず。こっち？ちゃんと三角形ついてんだな、マークで。一番最初の部屋だっけか。 あ、そういうこと？それより先に論理モジュールの方行こう。パスワードここじゃねえの？マジか。あれ？微妙に足らないっすね。どこから開けるんだ？あ、めっちゃ足重。どこか自販機なかったっけか。近接、これは捨てるか。解体。これ消えやんよ。これでちょうどいけるんじゃないか。こっちやね。あ、違うのね。ロックピックか。ピッキングで行っていいのか。でも微妙に足りないな。どうするか。日記、なんか、早いか。そのパスワードは必要。上の制御室から行けるのかな。ちょっと一回進めてみるか。あ、じゃあ相当はなんかあるのか。重量いっぱいできる。しまう。ライトアサルト。ボルダービストル。ボルタだ。そういう意味でボルタか。 おお、そういうことね。で、取り消し不可能です。手動操作をしてくださいね。これ進めなきゃダメか。ルーティンスイッチは1個だけ。
Yeah, huh? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He never told me a word to that effect. And since he didn't, I didn't have to say nothing about feeling different. And nothing had to get weird. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him. That's on account of how... It's hard to miss what you never knew. She was in another division. Her contract said any kids she... It's...
OK。で、次がさあ、これでいくけど、ね、選択肢をどうしましょう。まあどっちでもいいや。
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Ucha.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really?
さてどうするか。はい。
I can't stop thinking of Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be alright with their power, but...
いやー、あっちに怒られそうですね。下落って言い方がいいね。どっかに評価があるんだっけか。高評価で不評。OK。また中途半端な。やっぱりここは開かない。ハッキングスキル上げないと。とりあえずレベルを上げてからもう一回入ろう。自動販売機もあるのか。あ、上買ってた。 封鎖中？どっから入れるのか。封鎖中って言われると入りたくなるな。いい感じに弾薬が増えてる。あとはこの家の入り方。閉鎖中って出たから、入れる方法はありそう。こんなんでいいの？上から入れそうなとこないよな。あれこれもしかして。ダメか、入れないのか。わからん。ちょっとレベルを上げたいけど。飼いならされたっていうか、敵いなくね？よしよし。なんとかワンマガで終わった。見たやつだよな。もう一人いないか。一人やっ で、奥にもう一人いるはずのっていて。敵は新しくポップするわけね。時間なのか、リスポーンは。もう一回とりあえず行くか。お、上がってる。46ピック40になってる。装備で6ピック上げられるやつがあったはず。ピッキング、これできる。よっしゃ。え？キーカード持ってない気か。え？どういうこと？もらったんじゃないのかな。もう、はい、1枚。
Hey, that's impressive.
経験値がダメだ。レンジピックのあとなんかあったよな。怖い怖い。あ、そういうことやってしまいましたね。警備主任の死体を探しが思ったのか。どこいるんだって話だけど。絶対後でイベントフラグで増えたやつやろ。もうやれることはないんだよな。よいしょ、帰るか。 捕らえに行くか。先にあれをクエスト終わらせに行こう。ストアだったような。
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
ああ、これ回復アイテム系なんだ。C 級犯罪。ジャンク品はジャンク品なのか。ジャンク品を割らせるかどうかだな。ちょっと良さそうだ。これはどういったやつなんだ。まあいいや。プラスマカッターを1個売り。さあ、 どうなるかな。テラオンモナーク。よし。わお。すごい喋れたね。
Adelaide was right to leave.
Desertion is a criminal offense. Oh, it's you. Bree told me I should be expected.
ああ、電気来てないから封鎖しちゃうのか。
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger. Foreman Granger. I paid his burial fees, didn't I? I don't understand. I found... He was plagued? Oh, law, that's awful. This is all a little too much for me to take in. But I guess if Eugene wasn't a suicide...
こっそりと回収したいんだけど、持ってくと怒られるやつ。
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauder. I never knew how right I was.
恨みはないね。でもこれ。
Is that right? I'm dying to hear this. Please, educate me. Liberating? Edgewater is my home. The only home I've ever had. I put down roots here, gave decades of my life to this place. I never asked to be liberated. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you. Edgewater's dead. Our cannery. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us, and as for me, I will tender my resignation. Apologies won't give us our lives back. You and I have got nothing more to say.
殺してしまった方が楽なんでは。こっから先は敵になってるってことね。オッケー。この許可出しといて下落ってまあしゃあないか。 マジかよ。しゃあない。さて、敵になってるんでしょうか。
Somebody's been spinning a tale about a lost colony. Yeah. Didn't anyone ever tell? Excuse you. Eugene's body and all rare earth mineral. Never mind.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
Got my hands full at the moment.
尊敬してその上で
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirit.
I'll meet you on the ship.
Okay.
Hey. Huh?
Never seen you here before. Welcome. On behalf of Edgewater, Jewel of the Vale, may the law bless our beloved productivity. Yep. Got my mitt stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount on Zero-G Brew. After this... Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well...
I don't know if the power's ever...
Everything's gone all numb to the bone thing.
Power's gone. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to... We'll get you mostly drunk at half the price. Go ahead. The Hope? Wait, no. Yeah, I got vague recollection. You feeling a bit flushed? Would you keep your voice down? The Hope's folklore, all right? 60, 70-year-old folklore by now. The board don't approve of spreading... You're inviting trouble talking that. Look, either shut your gob... Coming right up.
Okay. じゃあ次行くか。
The power's out in the whole town. Pipe down.
おお、そういうこと。これでこの街は終わりだな。 評価は探しても大丈夫？はい。
Don't see the sense in all this fussing over the power. Cannery shutting down just... Yeah. The night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited. Let me know.
教えてって。
Yeah? Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to...
OK。街行ってみるか、向こうの。なんかいらっしゃいますね。評価が上がってどうなってんのか。か。それファストトラベルあんのかな。
I don't know what you...
お、いない。あ、いた。
You hear that? That'll... I would have paid... My son worked in that... We had a store of medicine locked away. But Reed refused to treat... So I buried my boy in the cemetery. Blunt. Time's come to look toward the... Not as many as you'd think. We're not about to let the whole town... I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. Well, you're welcome among us. You are... You are...
終わりかい。まあ。
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hand. Fresh off the limb.
帰る。殺し部。近接武器か。 こうか。いまいちだな、さすがに。スニーキング。こんなもんか。あ、ダメだね。結びになるのね。
Something you...
よし、じゃあ仲間から混ぜていこう。リンゴを全部もらっていこう。チーズで。ファーストトラベラー。高速移動って名前がいいな。さすがに敵はいないか。
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing.
Yo.
And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes!
Okay.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
やったぜ。早っ。
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Cargo bay. キーポント、まあ、いいです。痛え。え。修理。あ、防具も鍛えときたいな。そういうことか。軽いからそんなに上がんない。重火器プラス5。どっから重火器だ。まあ今ステルスが生きてる気がしないからこっちでするか。装備を変える。あ、つけちゃおうかな。あ、これでもう終わりか。
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Cool. Oh. 火事みたいになって面白いな。
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly. Excellent. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path, you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Okay. So その前に船長室へ行きましょう。船長室はここか。顔文字。 とログは見るもんだな。オーパーツみたいなのが。これがベッド。掃除マシン。あ、そういえば1個忘れてるな。ペチュニアって全然違うな。ああ、アビゲールの部屋の。アビゲールじゃない、パールバティの部屋か。牧師部屋。
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that something vex.
めっちゃいっぱいある。あるでしょ。戻って技術書を渡すっていう仕事が残ってた。
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Okay.
May luck be with you.
Oh. あげるか。でもその前にテラツ、フィニアス。さっきいた星は
Now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
お、もう来た。
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
これ外出ればいいのか。あ、左だけか。行き過ぎました。
I'll lock up behind you.
面白い。あ、2人まで選べんの。やったぜ。よいしょー。あと1個、日記でサイドクエストで、あと1個ある。あ、
Town's been dark. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take...え、上？これもう行けなくなったやつでは？いや、ここから行けるはずだ。あ、行けない。嘘。とか空いてるやろ。空いてるよっしゃ。トーマスのとこに行く。地域。高速移動できるとこできないのところの差がわからんな。ここか。インターステラーチャンピオンシップ。トスボールとかいうやつか。いたいたいた。
Any luck? No kid. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. Set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Noneでもない。なんかもらえたのか。設計図。
I could spend hours. So.
Sword of shotgun. Boulder pistolにしよう。牧師らしいやつだ。すごい会話スキルがある。こいつら誰だよかすげえな。じゃあとりあえずこの星でやることは一回なくなったのか。道すがらになんか倒しておきたいな。誰倒そう。区画的にこれ以上はないのかな。マジこれは超えらんねえな。よしでしゅ。 長室に向かい。ローズウェイってなんぞ。
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
こっちかな。窓越しかい。とりあえず撃ったらいい？
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
衝撃波に売ろう。
Oh, balderdash. You hadn't yet recovered your faculties of speech. What was I to do? Dear so-and-so, would you like to be shoved into an escape pod? Blink twice for yes? Still, I admit I may have been a touch hasty, even thoughtless. I do apologize if I rushed you. Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals. Of course. What's on your mind? Never know what being frozen did to your brain. There's always a chance you might turn violent. I've no desire to end up like Thompson. Regardless, it's
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy. Oh, very well. I can be a little cantankerous when I haven't had my caffeinoids. You have my apologies, and so forth. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the Hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you. What's that? Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia. Life outside work? No, of course not. My life is my work. For that matter, everyone else's lives are also my work. An entire colony's worth of lives are at stake. It's up to me, up to us to set things right. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know. Because we've lost our way, the board has a stranglehold over this colony, and we've all been conditioned to total obedience. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you, people who haven't been corrupted by the board. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense. Precisely. The chemical I need is dimethyl sulfoxide, rare, potent, essential to reviving long-frozen bodies. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have survived the revival process. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the Hope. Get it? We'll do our very best to save them all. I'd best get back to work. I hope you're not thinking of ingratiating yourself with the bull. They might tempt you with promises of... What?
바브를 쓰든지야.
Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
왜動いてるんだけど。 で生き延びてんのか。意外と宇宙空間ならバクテリアとかいないのかな。これはまだ使えないってやつか。いや、なんか小さくするって言ってたな。落ちたら死にそう。グランドブレーカー行ってみようか。
Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
普通に戦艦だな。さあ、どう
You got a minute?
はい。
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Okay.
Thanks, Captain. Did you want to...
We'll be here, Captain. Or will we? Haha. Just a little joke for you.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure.
That's not the point. This hackwood just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss ball stick.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking Saltunican's gonna appreciate you interrupting.
Keep talking, Millstone. See what happens. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want to truncheon through your teeth. Do what you want. I'm done here.
Whatever you heard, it's all true. The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my... He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Yeah, I reckon you're right. Imagine me wasting my life loading boxes. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it? Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you. Carry on.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have... You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed... Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged... A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much? Is there anything else I can help you with? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but they got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters, and seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Sure thing. The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your... Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent. Seems like it. Glad to help. Relative to the Board holdings? No, they aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history. All right. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything? Be seeing you.
Okay.
Hey. I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland.
Hmm. なかったことにしよう。一瞬すぎるだろう。なかったことにできるのか？おう。
Hi there. What can Groundbreaker secure? Chief Tennyson don't generally hire outsiders for station jobs, but you could try asking at Sublight Salvage. They got an office on the far end of the promenade deck. Anything else I can help you with, mister? This is the... If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname. Folks are liable to start taking your file. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, that's not... Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat. All right.
Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. Search me? I mean, don't search me, because that's my job.
Eh?
Are we gonna get in trouble today?
どう見てもこれ射発されるとこだよな。あれ違うの？
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time, nor loitering. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is. Not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one, but 2 officers. Kicked one right in the kneecap while he poked the other in the eyes. McRed's lucky we're too backlogged right now to hunt him down ourselves. But if our resources clear up and we catch him before some contractor does, I fully plan to lock him in ISO with them 2 officers he wounded, thinking he won't like that one bit. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm... Then get to business or... We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before... The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
Move along.
No, seriously. There was a lot of stuff.
I don't have time for this.
But then this voice said his name was... Graham?
Graham, right.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following stories. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for no protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch.
じゃない、これ開くのか。おお、いい感じの街だ。
Wish they'd let us off station. Air up here is just recycled spacer farts.
まるでットだらけやな。
Can we rent an upstairs room?
Move along.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
1万ビット高っ。
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. What do you... That's right, dearie. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei. The board can't abide a community that won't bend. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Go. Groundbreaker's radiators. But neither... Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get... The board can't abide... They've always got one scheme, but it won't work.
ちょっとボケてない？まあいいや。
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board... I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess. Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what... Any... I found a handsome ceramic mandible.
いろいろ改造してあるやつか。あんまり欲しいものがないと。よかったよかった。 クエスト。おお、開けたくなる。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising for the following story.
You've been flying the outer system, bro. I'm not going anywhere, you hear?
すげえやつが来たの。
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Heard of it? My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
If you did, that'd be good, actually. They could use the help.
I'd have to go over my contract, but I don't think I'm allowed to leave Groundbreaker. Or this stall. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Have a look.
なんかあるかな。頭あるんかい。パワー。はい。ああ、買ってた。まあいいや。
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
CNT, Boston baked beans. But you need to eat Boston baked beans is the only.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
Miss Lilia takes good care of us, see? The authorities stay off our tails.
Splat 業所に勝手に経験値が入ってくる。
You look like someone who's taken their... We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders, but don't... Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in the shape.
Hmm. 良品でも効果変わんないなら良品買う意味はねえな。あるのか。すげえ強い。ブロックね。ブロックは効果わんねえな。まあいいや、とりあえず行く。
XF411? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me take it to power plant?
Toss-Pro finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal...
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate brats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't... The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Reasonable, huh? That's the best... According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
どこにでもいるな、悪党。
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Okay. バックベイトやれってろじゃん。さあ、久々の戦闘パートかな。
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames.
Is this what carbon monoxide poison?
You came with the crew. Welcome.
We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain. No one turns their...
うえー、マジでこれもうあれか問答無用で攻撃した方がいいんでは。威圧が足りない。説得だけか。上げてみる。
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now. Look at this. Time.
Is this...
You came with the... I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It...
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're... You don't just ask a king for...
上げた意味あったのか。よしよし。いやー危なかった。風打ちって大事だよね。パ 隔離になるんかい。まあいいや。
Smells kind of like old Wes's outphone pipes.
Fred wants it up and running. I'm trying to think of a good name before I wake it up.
Don't give it a name. What do you think? I've got a
よ
heart.
し、アウトロなんでそしかない。いいね。かっこいい、欲しいな。
So cozy.
Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how... I'll get back to my post. See you topsides. Be seeing you, stranger.
Boss は灰になったよ。マジ？うっそ、まだいたの？ああ、もう全部殺す。情けをかけたのが俺の間違いだった。まあどんどん弱点になる。やけどそんな負ってる？これはもう盗みになるのか。
Oh, we got him! Nice one!
watch over these.
なんかあとお仕事できるする。はい、もう終わりでいいのか。
What was that?
Here they come! That's smart.
Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. It's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but... I'll get back to my...
よいしょ。なんかこれがなんか武器っぽいんだけどな。
So cozy.
何でも盗みになるのがめんどくさいな。わあ、欲しいなお前。やってもバレないのか。何が原因で戦闘になったかわかんねえな。いやー、だいぶ強くなったな。しかしお、まあできる。いいじゃん。
Find a new flame. This worm fixation is screwing with the bottom line.
Coming!
You're dead.
Take cover.
Whew. Shh, これでいいか。 こっちか。
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation. More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got in.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
なんていう。会見賞金するとか。
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
歩いてるだけで経験値が入る。
How goes the hunt? Nothing excessive, mind you. I believe I'm growing fond of you, bounty hunter. If you got the Mardets' backs, the Mardets have got yours. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future. With that bastard McRed dead. Nothing.
What? They're run by Miss Hagen. Half a tramp captain. I ought to warn you straight off. Scuttlebutts. Let's say there's been times when I heard somebody needed a thing. Now let's say the one who had the thing suddenly found theirs missing. If anyone asks, sublights... If anybody could prove them criminals, the board would... Something gets nicked or someone turns up dead, Sublight says, hey, independent contractor, not our responsibility. But everyone knows what they're doing. Against is a strong word. Let's say that if you need something the board ain't inclined to sell, you might pay Sublight a shitload of bits for it, but that money gets passed on to their contractors.
That doesn't sound right to me, Captain.
People do. Gets a mite boring at this desk, you know. Then I get to chat. Oops.
Oh, don't worry.
Awful generous of you. Chief June, her family's worked on it for... God. The heat situation. Anything?
よいしょ。ここで一応。
Rizzo's Drippleberry Fudge, a salt sour candy shell around a sweet Drippleberry flavored center. Suck it, chew it.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Some big shot down in Byzantium's holding on... The radiation... And we're all sweating bucket. Couldn't say. And I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juice. That's not for me to say. But if... There's nobody who knows more about the station. She doesn't come around here often, though. Nothing you need.
タバコね。コックさん。
Hot enough for you?
トイレ。ゴミ箱だから防満隊。
I'll be just a moment.
白すか。
Yeah, I've done work for Sublate. Need to pay the bills.
Careful where you smoke. The crew bills us for air filtration.
I get strange comms chatter every time I fly by Monarch. What's going on down there?
Mechanicals all over, but they still got us.
Don't look funny at the crew. Heard they toss folks out the airlock if they don't like your face. What the hell's going on? We were in a holding pattern for 2 hours.
You know that sound when you snapped on an injector clip? I got a full line of weapon modifications.
強いのあるか。グレラン。グレランは弾何。銃。ヘビーマシンガン。いまいちって感じやな。
This heat's unbearable.
This place has a smell, right? It's not just me.
I know she's in there, Mfuru. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I'm sorry. See, Mfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasant. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
What seems to... If only my other patients had so many inquiries. The records say Miss Doyle... She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records. Take care. Not without dispensation. We don't have the ability to manufacture. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for... We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Antitrios, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs. Take care.
ID 持ってないからね。
The controls are in the back of the machinery shaft area. Keep clear of the radiators. You don't need to kill the mess killers, but I'd be mighty grateful if you did. I got this thing about dying inside.
もう一人いなかったっけか。あ、こいつか。難元だね。
Good news? Song tells me the security mechanicals ended up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Sneak past if you can. Shoot back if you need to. I can always fix them later.
弱点はエネルギーセルっぽい何かやな。
That's the terminal. I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pumps. And if you don't know what that means, just vote. Cycle droplet. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Trailblazer owes you thanks.
箱だから拾ってもセーフってことか。あんまねえな。
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advert.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I placate them when I have something to offer. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the...
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really...
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gang, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. It was different knowing that I couldn't turn to anyone who could answer the tough questions for me. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that don't... You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when. I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a skin that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Nice
work. You really saved our buns. Whenever you're free, let's have a chat. You aiming to send a message? Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? That's on the final countdown. We're going offline in 3, 2, 1.5... No. Wait, I've lost track of my weeks. Maybe it was 36 or... Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's forecasted to last for months, during which we'll lose signal to the station.
That'll put the whole system in a right dire situation.
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months. Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to... But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting denied by Junlei. I should say no, but why not? Maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain. I could do with some leisure
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Better late than never, eh? It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to...
Okay. まだ下船は抑えられたまんまか。あ、でも行ける。あ、こっちムカつくやつだ。あー、どうしようかな。話しようかな。
CNP pancake mix. Now requires no
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? Yes. Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress shouldn't be too tough for a fellow like... Any...
意外といい僕が出た。まあ、とりあえず。よし、OK。マルデットの ID はまだ持ってねえんだよな。
Can't say I've seen you, but if you're here to better yourself, you'll have to... He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate. Our a brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself to... I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. You look out, though. Keep... But... You...
病気のマルデットってのがいたな。そいつから ID パクるのか。 ID はねえな。
Move along. Last I heard, the board was in dispute with the renegade company.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
一回離さないとやっぱ進めないやつか。
If it isn't... BC...
Rizzo's knocking out.
足をくじくとは。スプラットソーセージ、店の隣の2階。
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and you the one flying the unreliable... Sure you are. Miss Lily is... Sure am. A few years back they got me started on a simple acquisition. These days I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
Got any leads on salvage? Doesn't even have to be broke yet. We'll take anything.
Sublight for life. The corporation's never lifted up.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. A little advice. Before you start telling lies, it's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone like...
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the rest can go. If there's anything... These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my league... Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes...
Your words, not mine. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one. Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board. Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed. Be seeing you.
Salvage is a family business. We've got each other's back.
さて、いけすかない議長違うな。議員か。ぶっ飛ばすか。
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Unless you have business with the board, move along.
Cosmo finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into
なんでそこ立つかな。秘書かよ。
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. He was my dearest friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? Ah, that's just like him. So, tell me. No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest... Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? That's... well... oh... it's personal business, I'm afraid. Information on the whereabouts... It's fine, really. It's perfectly fine. Now, if you've nothing else...
なんで最後に自分が知ってるようなセリフになるんや。先におばあちゃんに会うんだったな。よし。え？あれ、ここまで来ない。行き過ぎた。おばあちゃんはこっちだった。お、いい時間だ。
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting,
あ、いいのか。
any
ってことは、なびきをもらうために一回外行かなきゃいけないな。
Rizzo's Dribbleberry Punch.
Gonna head to Varus for whiskey and darts. Maybe not in that order.
Hey, that pad down there. Have either of the assault cruisers ever put into Groundbreaker?
なんかいたやつがいなくなってる。船に乗ってたりして。なんもねえな。よし。本当に待ってた。
Hey, you got a second?
これ荷物か。面白いなこいつ。
Fancy running into you again. Don't gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Yes, just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. You're serious. I put together a little... Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire... Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along...
Sorry. He's funny.
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a word. Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your...
I thought that was real.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. What do you think? Sure. Mock apple pie and a tripicale crust? Maybe with a little cream on top? Classic.
マジでパイな話。これでいい。
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss.
You got a crew now.
Somehow... Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly... That's right. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own. Stowaways ain't free. We were just as trapped as anybody else. We didn't belong in the system, but we still had to live in it. Imagine spending your whole life looking out at the stars, and knowing you could never aspire to be anything more than a box hauler. That's what it's like.
誤訳だな。人生を終える。
Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that. But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick? That... Oh, I can do civil. I caught a real lucky break. If you had... Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Go, go.
Good. You're back. Not that I missed you. I assure you, I am not capable of such emotional capacity.
パールバティ話してなんか滑れたと
Hey,
な。
Captain. So, Junlei and she sent me a poem. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet. Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic... I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold. When folks start implying you're a little different from an automechanical, you start to wonder. I guess I just needed to talk. I actually had another message from Junlei. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel? They were... I don't know. Junlei talked about them like... Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope? Maybe for you. I start thinking about all the things she could say and my guts start crawling up my throat. I'm full serious. Next time we're on the Groundbreaker, I aim to get a drink. If I got to, I'll do it on my lonesome. But I'd feel better if someone I trust...
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be... Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. Certainly, Cap. What would you like to... A neutron walks into a bar and asks, "How much for a Rizzo's rum and something?" Leering, the bartender replies, "For you, no charge." As you wish, Cap. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think... As the organics say, I wouldn't dream of it. Because I can't. Dream, you know. I can run repeating periods of altered consciousness, during which several primary functions are powered down, but background processes continue running, for maintenance purposes. I cannot yet simulate images, ideas, emotions, or... Captain Hawthorne suggested I would enjoy such an experience, and should periodically attempt the simulation. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. Welcome back, Captain. How can I... What part of the... Where in... Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's smuggler's port at Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. How? May...
なんだっけか、中継局スキュラ、なんか行けるようになったじゃないか。テラ2なのか。
We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
まあいいや、とりあえず行ってみよう。
No guards, huh? I like this place already.
ローズウェイには一体何があったのか。
Hushing up.
あれ、危ねえ、またグニャルとかだった。
Something chewed clear through that armor.
お、いいよこれ。何かに襲われたような感じか。
Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of no less than 10,000 bits.
I've been waiting for this!
Whoa, whoa,
that had to hurt!
Everyone all right?
びっくりした。あ、痛い痛い。あ、痛い痛い痛い。 完全に廃墟か。
Warning. Passing obstruction.
リフトみたいなやつか。フェリックス。グレランなんだ。じゃあいっか。
Gunfire?
Delays in loading due to commerce obstruction will be deducted from all staff pay.
Clever.
Employee, you have been fined an additional 200 bits for commerce obstruction. Please collect your ticket. Clear.
Hmm.
Warning. Passing obstruction.
じゃあ中入ってみるか。と思ったけど現在5時。一回ここでやめましょう。